My name is Dr. Ndukwe. I'm the medical director at the Zita West Clinic. And I've been practicing IVF for the last 35 years. The last 20 years I've devoted mainly to recurrent IVF failure and recurrent miscarriage. And we've developed investigations and new treatments for recurrent implantation failure, and that's proving to be very successful. For me now, IVF is no longer a matter of just egg, sperm and embryo. Those days are gone. We believe that you need to prepare a couple properly before they have the IVF, so in order to optimize the sperm and also the egg quality. If you do so, then you optimize the embryo quality and competence. The embryos will need to implant and give us a baby. People often ask why IVF fails. There are so many various reasons why IVF fails. So you create the embryo from sperm and egg, and the embryos are transferred into the woman's uterus. Sometimes they implant and we have a successful pregnancy. Sometimes they don't. So the question is, why do we have these failures? And I have to say, the majority of women. And there are so many reasons for this. I think the major reason needs to be the embryo. Has to be the embryo itself. We humans are terrible, in terms of we have so many chromosome abnormality in human eggs and embryos, which goes up with age, which is why you see as women get older, pregnancy rates are less and less, and that's a very important factor. But then there are normal embryos that don't implant. Why don't they implant? The woman's immune system must allow the embryo to stay in the body. We have a very strong immune system designed to keep everything out. All of a sudden, you have to allow a baby to be in your body for 9 months, completely contrary to that design. So for a successful pregnancy, the woman's immune system must allow it. There's this unique immune tolerance that allows the baby to stay in the woman's uterus for 9 months without the immune system rejecting it. So sometimes you have issues in this in this process of immune tolerance, and therefore the woman's immune system is rejecting the embryo. So what we do here in the Zita West Clinic is to sometimes, for women, not everybody, but for women who we think might need it, we investigate this process of immune tolerance to see whether there's any reason why the embryo is not implanted. And if we find the reasons, we treat them. And that's a treatment we offer. We're well known for that, and we have very good outcome. Now, how do we investigate them? There are so many different things you have to do. You have to, before we even do IVF, we have to investigate the man and the woman, check the ovarian reserves, do the sperm count, do they have anti-sperm antibodies? We do so much. Do they have increased DNA sperm DNA fragmentation? We do all these things and do a scan to do androfollicle count. We use all these things to determine the best protocol to use. There's no one size that fits all. So we feed all these things into the algorithm to determine the best way to for instance, to stimulate the ovaries in order to optimize egg quality and therefore outcome. We do all this, but if people keep failing, then we have 2 levels of tests for recurrent implantation failure. We have a level 1 tests where we are asking, is there any simple medical reason why the embryo is not implanting? We do a series of tests to check for those. And then, level 2 tests, we interrogate the immune system a bit more closely to see whether we can put a finger on the reason why, if there's an immune issue, why the embryo is not implanting. It will be revealed, and we treat them, and when we do so, we have a better outcome. People look at our results and they always ask us, how on earth do you have this fantastic result? It's a lot of hard work. We optimize every single step. The preparation before the IVF itself, in my opinion, is as important as the IVF treatment. Sometimes women come in and say, I want to have IVF. Please don't tell me that. That winds me up. Tell me you want to have a baby, because IVF is only a part of the process. So the preparation before is very important. We do it holistic way. That's what we're known for. Then you decide the best protocol to use, and then you create the embryos. Now you have to now optimize what happens when you do the embryo transfer as well, and also the support you give the embryos when they're trying to implant. So I think you can divide it into three areas. What you do before you start stimulate the actual treatment, what you do during treatment, and also what you do after treatment. Sometimes this part is neglected, but every single element is as important as the other one.